morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa, for those of you who don't know me. It's been a couple weeks since my last video update, so I just wanted to come back on and tell you guys a little bit about what's going on. So, since my last video, I have finished my stems, or all of my injections for my first cycle of IVF. Today is Wednesday, so on Friday of last week, I finally went in for my egg retrieval, which was a pretty scary process, but it also ended up being very easy. They put me to sleep to retrieve the eggs. I had 19 follicles, but only ended up with 4 eggs, and as of today, only one of them has made it. So I'll be going in today actually for my egg transfer to put our fertilized embryo in. After retrieval, I developed a mild case of what's called OHSS, which is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Basically, the medication sent my body into overdrive, and basically it was pulling fluid from everywhere in my body down into like my uterus and ovaries. So my ovaries were pretty swollen. For the past few days I've been pretty bloated. I'm having trouble like using the bathroom, but it's progressively getting better, so I'm happy about that. As I mentioned, today is transfer day, so I am actually getting ready to leave home to head over to my doctor's office. I am by myself today. Unfortunately, my husband could not get off work. They are actually doing my procedure in the operating suite of my doctor's office, so I don't really think that I'll even be able to take my phone with me, but I'll definitely come back on after the procedure to give you guys an update of how everything went. Other than that, everything is going good. Excuse me. If you have any questions, comments, post them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to these videos. See you soon. Hey guys, so I am home from my transfer. It's about noon here. My transfer was at about 9:30, 9:40 this morning. I have a little bit of cramping, but overall I am feeling completely fine. I was able to drive myself home and everything like that. I actually am about to have some lunch and then lay down for a little bit. So a little bit about transfer. When I arrived, of course, they told me to be sipping on something to drink because they prefer to do the procedure on a full bladder to get, I guess, a good view of the uterus and everything. So I took like a big water bottle of cranberry juice with me, and I was sipping on that until my bladder was full. When I went back for the transfer, of course, you're awake. There's no medication or anything. They basically put my legs up in the stirrups and started the procedure. It began a little difficult because my cervix is curved. So the speculum that they were using, she tried for about 3 or 4 minutes and they could not get like a clear view of my cervix. So she ended up switching to a different speculum, was able to get a clear view. At the same time, they had an ultrasound on top of my stomach so that she could make sure she was in the right place, which those two things were probably the most, I won't say painful, but uncomfortable, because again, I had a full bladder. So this ultrasound pressing down on top of my stomach was really not helping. But once she got the speculum in place, she then, I think they used like a saline to just wash the cervix to make sure there was no debris or mucus or anything back there. And then she had to find a good catheter that would fit back there because of the curve of my cervix. So they finally got the catheter in, and the embryologist brought in the syringe that had the embryo. That part of it I really did not feel at all. It was pretty quick. And then after that, they literally just took everything out, and I had to lay. Initially, they said lay for 20 minutes. I could get up and use the bathroom, and then I needed to lay for another 40 to 45 minutes. Although my bladder was full, I did not get up to use the restroom the entire hour. I just laid there. And right when they said I could get dressed to go home, I used the restroom and then left. They did give me a picture of the embryo, which will be attached to this video. I have to follow up within 2 weeks, I think May 8th to be exact, to have a blood test to make sure that it's stuck and I get a positive pregnancy. In the meantime, I just have to keep myself busy, try to stay focused on work and other things, and not really worry about what's going on. Like, whatever is meant to be will be. I definitely rely on my faith for that heavily. So yeah, right now it'll just be a waiting game. Other than that, I'm feeling fine. I do have to do nightly injections in my muscle in my bottom of progesterone, which I think just is to help with the uterus and the lining, and it'll just help to have a healthy pregnancy. So I have to do that every night, which I'm having my husband do. And then I'm doing estrogen patches on my stomach, which I switch out every other day. So most of the medications have stopped. Right now I'm just taking Tylenol as needed for pain, and then those 2 medications. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted as to what happens over the next few weeks as much as I can. If you have any questions or comments, definitely post them down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified when I post new updates. All right, thanks guys. See you later. So here is the embryo that was transferred today. I mean, I don't really know what they're supposed to look like, but to my understanding, it's a healthy embryo.